Alright.
So one thing about this game that
Kitty got wet.
one
Exo knows what I'm talking about.
One
Well
thing
done.
about this game that I don't think a lot of people really talk about is the fact that they're actually, because everyone's always obsessed with getting the physics just right in the 2D games, right? And how the 3D games, like some would opine that, well, they're not good because they don't have the physics that the classic games have, but I don't know. I feel like it was pretty respectable that, I mean, granted, this makes pretty much no difference for Big because he's just slow and the physics don't matter, but there are...
And, yeah, but like I've said earlier, literally all you have to do to get Froggy in that level is throw a boulder onto the ice right at the beginning, and then fish Froggy out there.
Or you could just jump into the crack and it'll break.
Yeah, I think Ryan taught me that in the last time we recorded.
Hey.
But there's actually a lure upgrade hidden in the stage, which is in my opinion a really good idea, and that's something that I actually think would have been really great for Big. By the way, if you're holding the stick at all when you go off the spring, you won't make it up there for some reason. It's like the fucking launcher in Wing Fortress in Sonic 2.
It's like the mine
kills
carts in Sonic 4, only those you have to hold the button, and if you hold nothing, then you die.
Yeah. But I think, because as is, for Big the Cat, there's no incentive at all to explore. There is barely any platforming. You can completely ignore enemies altogether. Oh, and by the way, trying to throw shit as Big the Cat is a big pain in the butt, because it's like Ocarina where you have to be moving in order to throw it. But, you know, you're on ice, and the stick is really sensitive. Like, if you just press the button, you drop it, so you have to be running. And Big has such piss-poor acceleration. Yeah, there I finally managed to do it. But, you know, as is, Big the Cat has no incentive to explore or platform or fight enemies or do anything, because literally in every level you play as him in, except the fourth one to an extent, you can literally just walk forward and fish Froggy out of the first pool you see. But this level, there's actually a reason to go platform around because you get an upgrade for doing it. So that's something that I think that they should have done for all of the levels in the game. Now, here's another problem with Big's controls. And that's that if a fish gets underneath you while you're fishing for it, that counts as the fish getting away.
Yeah.
And
that happened to me before.
That is especially a problem with this pool right here, because Big can stand above the water while he's standing on the ice. So if you're reeling in Froggy and Froggy goes underneath you, then Froggy gets away.
I think when I was a kid, I actually sat on top of the ice, like right there on the edge, and so basically, I would never get Froggy because he would always escape or something. And so I think as a kid, I just put the game down for like a good while because I figured that Big was like, I just couldn't beat him.
That was my experience as a kid too, is just that I hated playing as Big so much. Well, first of all, I didn't know that there was a last story. And if I did, I probably would have tried a little harder to beat it. See, like, here's a good example. I didn't press down on the control stick, so Froggy didn't bite the lure. So you do have to press down on the stick. Okay, now we've hooked him again, so now we can reel him in. And it just seems like completely random whether strain gets put on the lure or on the line or not, you know. And somehow we managed to catch him that time.
Yay!
I love Big's little dance.
Now what am I gonna do?
Oh no, I should have held on to Froggy instead of not doing that. Now he's hopping away again.
But that would make sense.
Mystic Ruins.
Yeah, so...
That's just a genuine ugh.
Yeah, I mean, it's Big the Cat.
2 more levels to go.
My favorite.
Jay.
Jay, stop being a big
Jay.
riveting commentary.
This cutscene's really, actually, I think it's really funny as Tails because you just get to see from his perspective, and it's this big ass dude just coming over, and yeah, it's like rumbling on big screen.
Welcome to the tea room, Tails.
But when
Now
Tails
you
sees
see
it, it's
why
just
they
freaking
call
terrifying.
me big.
Glad I found you. Quick, grab my rod.
Oops.
I need you to help cast my line, if you know what I'm saying.
Wow, he really is hooked on these innuendos. I have horrible 13 type diabetes.
So, the reason Froggy was possessed by Chaos's tail at the beginning of the, piece of chaos. Basically, when Chaos first appears in the game, let's say, we'll learn more about that in Knuckles' story. A chunk of him blew off and possessed Froggy.
Yay.
And then Froggy ate a Chaos Emerald. And that's why everybody's after him. Froggy actually ends up eating 2 Chaos Emeralds. And that's why Tails had him, because Chaos had eaten, I think, the red emerald. So I think it's implied that Chaos is controlling Froggy and going after the emeralds on his own.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's, I don't know.
Riveting
kind of a little
story.
detail they don't spell out. But, yeah, and like I was getting at earlier, in terms of how the story is written, because, the dub, the localization is okay for the time, But in terms of whether this is supposed to be funny, or we're supposed to, kind of take it seriously, what the tone is supposed to be, it's kind of up in the air because of the way it's written. For most of the game, we're just with Big. He doesn't really get to bounce off anybody else all that often, and when he does, they just sort of take him seriously.
I mean, clearly in that last cutscene we saw Froggy bounce off a Big. Does that count?
Yeah, and then it played the Mushroom Hill bounce sound effect.
Yeah.
But it's if you compare this, and this is always the comparison I make with Big, is the woodsman from Hoodwinked, it's just like with the 3 other characters. You have a story. It's told pretty much straightforward. They all tie together. They're all relevant to the plot. And then you get to the woodsman, who's like the 3rd out of the 4th character, and his story seems to have completely nothing to do with anything, and his involvement in the story is almost completely incidental. And when you hear the writers talk about why they put Kirk in the movie, they just said that it was supposed to be, a sideways, a side plot in the La La Land. It was supposed to not have anything to do with anything. And it's very obvious from the way it's written and what happens in it that it's supposed to be funny. But with Big the Cat, I'm still not really sure what they were going for. I think, that's kind of a localization problem more than anything.
Needless to say, they did not give Big a callback.
A call back? Big's Bunion Cream has the soothing formula to make the bunions, to make the froggies head for the hills.
Okay, so I have no idea what y'all are talking about.
Exo apparently remembers that movie better than I do. Sheesh.
You don't remember the Paul's Bunion Cream?
Oh no, I
jingle?
remember it, but I can't quote it like that.
Is this Hoodwinked?
Yeah, Hoodwinked.
I never seen that movie.
Well, they would play it all the damn time on Cartoon Network reruns when I was younger, for some reason.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty decent movie. The animation's not too great, but the writing kind of makes up for it. It's a very clever movie. The second one, on the other hand, is crappy, but it can be funny. It's kind of the funny kind of crappy. It's Eric would consider it the worst movie he's ever seen. And it's to the point. It's like I didn't end up seeing it for some reason. I can't remember why. It's like with the last Airbender movie. I kind of knew it was gonna suck, so I didn't bother going. And then Eric specifically went to the bathroom just to text me and tell me how terrible the movie was.
He probably got to the hoodwinked 2 part and he just like laughed.
You've been hoodwinked too.
I've never even seen it, but Eric's quoted that so many times and he hates it every time.
I am the prettiest princess in the whole fruit cup. Eric and I should do a riff tracks of that movie.
Oh my god.
Can we do a riff tracks of The Last Jedi? About how it sucks!
Well, that would require Ryan to actually see the movies.
But then again, it's not like as if I go out of my way to watch shit, so.
He says as he plays Sonic Forces.
I'm not playing for Sonic Forces. Not right now.
So there is... what the hell is this level called? Wave Ocean? Emerald Hill. Emerald Coast is a good example of why Big's level design just makes no sense in the context of the main story. And this is where Jeb here can help us out, since he's played the other missions. There's this little cave here, but there's no reason to go here because the only thing you need to do to beat the level is catch Froggy. So, and there's this giant fish here who you can't really... I think I managed to catch him, but I don't remember. My guess is the line probably breaks. Yeah, there we go. So I didn't manage to catch him. You probably need all of the fishing lure upgrades to do that. But yeah, Jeb, can you tell us a little bit more about the other missions in this level?
Well, basically in every B and A mission for Big, instead of catching a Froggy, you have to catch a certain weight of fish. In the B mission, you gotta get like 1,000 grams or something. I think it could even be 1,500, but I think it is just 1,000 grams. And so that's simple enough. Just catch whatever fish looks kind of big and it's fine. But in the A mission, you must collect a 2,000 gram fish. And I do emphasize a 2,000 gram fish. You can't just collect 2,000 grams in total. It has to be one fish. So basically what happens is they give you these extra areas to explore past Twinkle Park. Twinkle Park doesn't have one, but Ice Cap, this level, and the last one do. And so what they want you to do is they want you to go to those secret areas and then hunt around for just that right fish. And it's very tedious, actually, believe it or not. And of course, once you do catch the fish, you're at the mercy of the reeling mechanics. So I find this mode like it's not good. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. By the way,
in the GameCube version, you could notice that there's still water in the background. In the GameCube version, they took that out.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know
it's
that.
just on an island floating in space in the GameCube version.
Come back,
Like, is it just like a black void or what?
No, it's more like it's just the background water that you see, rather than the actual 3D water. The actual 3D water tars.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Actual 3D water benders.
But yeah, well, I find the main story segment to be like bad, but not something I like want to rage quit the game over. Contrary to what I said.
gotta remember to properly crop that FMV in post.
But then when you do the missions, it's like everybody else has a fine time, but Big, it becomes really tedious, and it actually has a lot of luck to it, and it sucks. So don't A mission the game like I did.
You know, I love this game to pieces, but I will never A rank this game. Never.
Smells like
Well,
Yeah.
you
Or
can't
completed
because there are no ranks.
100%. Completed 100%.
Yeah, Ryan, there are A missions.
I'm not a real gamer girl. I messed it up.
E.T. the porno.
Your friend is in
Okay, so here's another part where
Wait,
I got
hang on.
confused.
No. Let's go back to that. E.T. the porno. Okay, so hang on. What does E.T. stand for in that case?
Extra tits?
I was
I
thinking
wouldn't-
about erect titties.
Oh my god.
So this thing is telling us that we need to press the switch. We need something heavy. It says that either, like with Amy, you hit it with her hammer, but with Big, you're supposed to jump on it. But because of that little monitor, I thought that maybe I'm supposed to pick something up and throw it at it. But you can't pick up anything in this room, as far as I know.
Plus, you
Like, you
tried to
can't-
jump on it, but the hit detection was just so wonky that
Yeah,
it didn't
exactly.
work.
Nice, just that fat.
So I end up wandering around for quite a bit. One of Big's fishing lure upgrades is behind that door. And speaking of which, Jeb, would you happen to know if the lures affect your ability to catch Froggy in the later stages? By the way, I just glitched through the ground.
Typically I find that whenever I play the game, I usually like just pick up 2 lure upgrades, the one in
Yeah,
Station
but
Square.
somehow I managed to press it that time.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did differently.
I find that I don't even know, because normally when I play the game, I don't I don't have all 4 lure upgrades. I just get the 2 that most people are gonna have. And so I really have never experimented with what they entirely do. For me, it's just you get them or you don't. And if you don't have them, then you should get them if you're trying to go for more than just Froggy.
So you only had two lure upgrades when you had to catch the 2,000 gram fish?
No, I mean only 2. Just in a normal playthrough, I typically just pick up 2 on the way. I don't go out of my way to search for the others, but for the
Same.
A missions, yeah, you definitely want all 4, because it's hard to catch those fish, even with the freaking lure upgrades. Because the game's random, and sometimes they will just get away. They'll just like fly all the way to the end of a lake and break the line, and it'll be at like maximum red strain levels, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that's Big's control for you.
Big's control for you, but
I
that's
love how
even
when he stops, he makes that fucking car brake sound. He's just that
well-
fast, right?
Well, all the characters do that in this
I
game,
know, I
I'm
just
pretty
think
sure.
it's funny when Big does it.
does Gamma.
It makes sense for Gamma.
Done. We're not gonna make it. Let's speed up.
Because he's an actual well-oiled machine fighting well-oiled machines.
Someone should make a Big the Cat rap and do it and have him do it in the voice.
I think you should ask
Well,
Haydox.
it's
I'm
Big
sure
the
he'd be down
Cat,
for
and
it.
I'm big and purple. I fish for froggies in a lake full of marple.
To my rod
I have
up,
a
something I
collection
gotta
of
fish
lures.
something.
I'm gonna give
I have a
you
collection of
purple
lures that are
nipples.
always in style. You better get out of my way or you're gonna get foiled.
Big the Cat singing, or rapping Rap God.
Forfeit the game before somebody else takes you out of the frame.
Oh,
and
God
puts your
damn
name
it.
to shame.
Everywhere I go, Johnny go is no. The Charlie Sheena's got a weenie, daddy likes to show. My dog snuck in. We got a cameo from my dog.
Hi.
So
jumping on me
here's
now.
a little bit of advice, folks. Because with the other stages so far in terms of exploring, worst case scenario, it makes the stage longer. I find that if you fully explore this level, then catching Froggy becomes impossible. Or at least so difficult that you might as well just reset the stage and try again that way. Because you can play around with the water levels here, and trying to catch there's like a little thingy plug down there. So you gotta stand up here, cast the lure, and then there's a little thing you can hook it onto. And then you pull that, and then that'll release more water into the room below and unlock another passage, which is, I assume, how you get to the 2,000 gram fish in this stage.
Yeah.
But
That's even
if you
bigger
do,
than me.
Well, you actually, the way you're supposed to look for them, well, the best way is to walk up to them physically, or swim up to them physically and see, are they like bigger than Big's, like, freaking torso? Then, yeah, if they are, then that's probably the one. Trying to eyeball it's really hard, but anyway. But I digest.
I noticed you used that in the Ratchet and Clank video.
That was actually very much unintentional, and then I kept it in.
Oh.
Real story.
The fun fact, that line was ad-libbed originally. like most of the first Whiny Bitch video, that was just me and Ethan shooting the shit